Hey there, I'm back again. Word has it, ICE is still making those moves. And if you're illegal, you better make those moves too, because they're coming for you. If you're illegal, I don't care what nationality you are, it's just not affecting, or it's just not going to affect Mexicans and the Spanish period and South Americans, all that stuff. It's just not affecting them. It's going to affect everyone across the board. Do not kid yourselves. People are still in shock because they thought ICE was just going to, go after the bad guys, which they are targeting. They did have a lot of these people on the radar for a long time, and they know who's who. People that have records, people who have occurred records here in the United States, accrued it, I should say, and they had a prior record before they got here. So these people were on the radar. They are they are getting people that are criminals, but there have been other people swept up in this, who are relatives, who are friends, who are, associates, or who work at the same place. So they're getting everybody across the board. I've heard reports that people, or at least one guy, was taken out of the church on Sunday. So Chicago was hit hard. Texas, from what I understand, was hit also, especially, I guess, the northern part of Texas was hit. There were a lot of other areas also, not just them. Now, word on the street, word in the news, they're going to hit New York City hard, or harder. I don't know if they hit them already, but supposedly, from what I heard today, they're next on the list, or big list. I guess Chicago was one of the ones that was on a big list. But now New York is, I guess, the next target. So they're going there to get them. Also, the numbers are fluctuating, because today I'm hearing that there was like 1,200 total arrests. Yesterday I heard there was 3,000. So I don't know which numbers are which, but there has been a lot of arrests, and there has been supposedly more arrests for the past week than there was, I guess, last year, or at least it's double, something like that. But I know the numbers are doubled, and they're planning on continuing this all the way as far as they can do it for the next 4 years. So they really want the numbers to be up every day of getting immigrants, illegal immigrants. Again, you are considered illegal if you don't have proper documentation that shows that you enter the United States legally. I'm assuming they're not, like I said, from what I understand, they're just not getting the bad people. They're getting anyone who does not have proper documentation. Again, I guess if you are tied up in court already on some type of case, I don't think they're going to deport or take you right away, ICE. You have to let them know your status, let them know, if you have a green card, let them know, whatever your status is, being an American citizen, you should let them know, I guess, so they can, I guess, maybe separate you from the group. But I don't know, that's if you get swept up with a group. If your name is not on the list, then you don't, if your name is, say, not on the list of who they're looking for, you still need documentation. If you don't have it on your phone, make sure you have it somewhere where a loved one or a relative or a friend can get to it and bring it to wherever you're detained. Like I said, they're moving pretty swiftly, so you better have your stuff so you can move swiftly. You don't want to get swept up and deported just because you couldn't get to your documentation and your paperwork. That would be like crazy. If you are a legal citizen, please bring your ID with you. Have it with you at all times. Um, you know, I, it's the thing of getting swept up. If you're with someone who's illegal, you better expect that could happen, and you better be prepared. No ands, ifs, and buts. No, I'm an American citizen. They're not going to hear all that. The thing is, they're going to inconvenience you, and then they're going to sweep you up, and they're going to ask questions and get answers later. Meantime, you're inconvenienced, and they may take you anyway. But the point is, at least if you have your documentation or you have your ID, things of that nature, you should be covered. You just will be, possibly swept up in the sweep. Even I could get possibly swept up, because they are going to look at me and go, well, we can't really tell what nationality. They might say you might be from South America, because there's some darker South Americans down there that look black. So, we don't know who you are, so you better come with us. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful out here. So, yeah, you got to be careful out here, because you don't know where you may be swept up at. Also, with the new administration, they have taken what they call the handcuffs off of ICE. ICE is being supported by the FBI, by the DEA. They even went into a nightclub and got some guys out of a nightclub who were illegal, and also, I guess, drug trafficking. So they went into nightclubs too and got some people. So don't think that, you're safe wherever you're at. Don't think they won't come get you in the middle of the night, because they'll come get you. From what I understand, they claim if ICE comes to knocking on your door, you can request, legal representation, or you can, make a call to your lawyer if you can during that time, or someone who knows your lawyer. You don't have to let them in. You don't have to answer any questions. But from what I understand, they're like saying, don't run away, don't resist. If they do capture you, just go along, because you don't want to get hurt, or you don't want anyone else to get hurt. On that note, also, by ICE getting support by these different government agents, they have lawyers that are in the field on site with them, because they're giving them legal advice as they go along, because they're trying to do this the right way. A lot of people are disagreeing with it, and a lot of people are agreeing with it, but they're just trying not to take any chances. Because when you go out in the field, if you're an agent, you don't know the law. You don't know all the legal ramifications, or all the legal things that you're probably not supposed to be doing. So a lot of these folks are just out here kind of like, I guess they're winging it, but they don't want a lot of people out here winging it. You know what I'm saying? So they do have lawyers, out on the field with the agents. And the agents have the support of the federal government. And, supposedly, I guess ICE has been trying to do a lot of these raids before, but they were prohibited for whatever reasons. They didn't get the okay. So a lot of them were frustrated, or have been frustrated over the years, because they're unable to really do their jobs. So now there's no limit now. There is a limit, but they are, free to do a lot of stuff that they weren't able to do. Yeah. So y'all got to be careful. So, yeah. So there are cases out here where there's some people that were swept up that have been here for 30 years or 20 years and have been leading productive lives. have been contributing to, you know, to the to America, period, contributing, you know, to our culture and everything, and have been doing the right thing. But the wrong thing was they came here illegally, and unfortunately they are being swept up too. And these are, yes, the good people. But then, oh, you got some people out here that's on 10 about who's good, who's bad, and automatically they consider you bad if you came here illegally, because they're just saying it's not fair to the people who did come here legally. It's almost as if the people that were illegal jumped the line, you know, jumped in front of, you know, the people who were doing the right thing. So, yeah, so it is a thing. It is, you know, it's a whole issue. So what can you do? You know, I just pray for that, for everyone. I pray that, you know, maybe people that are here that did come here illegally, maybe they'll go back and can, you know, straighten everything out and come back. Maybe later on, I don't know, maybe in court, maybe people will, you know, have a leniency to some people that have been here, because maybe they'll be in court trying to fight it, trying to show that people were, you know, contributing to, you know, to the culture and contributing to the United States, period, in their own way. You know, I don't know if people are paying taxes or, you know, what their status is on how they're handling anything, but what I do know is that it's like right now, just like black and white, you're either legal or you're illegal, and there's like no in between. There's no, you know, no like, hey, you can't explain this away. It's like, if you have your documentation, fine. If you don't, we don't want to hear it. Because I think too, a lot of the agents and a lot of people are told, I mean, this is my speculation, I'm not an expert, but I believe people are told, you know, don't get caught up in everyone's story or in everyone's, you know, lives and stuff, because that way, you know, you'll be making bad decisions, or, you know, you'll be feeling some kind of way and not able to do your job, or you'll be, you know, just feeling some kind of way. So just look at it as either they have the documentation or they don't. And if they don't, no matter what and how it was done, they're here illegally. They are getting a lot of people who have had and has records on them of violent crimes. You know, I, for one, with the violent crimes thing, if you know for sure people were doing violent crimes, yeah, get them off the street. That goes for anybody. I don't care if you're American. I don't care who you are. Get them off the street. If you're doing violent crimes and crimes, period, you don't need to be here. But unfortunately, the people that are doing the right thing and trying to do the right thing, they're the ones who are getting swept up, you know, in this. People, you know, have come here from other countries. They contribute to society here. And, you know, they should be treated fairly, but they can't give the leniency, because I guess, you know, legally, you got to treat, you know, that's how it is. It's even like at a job. They can't really, they have to kind of treat everyone across the board the same way. But supposedly they're going after, they're targeting a lot of violent crime or criminals that have committed crimes here in America and from wherever they're from. And they have been watched and monitored. Unfortunately, you know, they shouldn't even say that too loudly, because what if, you know, while they were being monitored and watched, they were committing a crime, you know, instead of being nipped in the bud before the crime. So like they said, a lot of people, you know, why they let a lot of these people in without documentation, I don't know. sometimes, it makes you feel like this is all a setup. Like the last administration did this, knowing that this administration was going to do what they were going to do, and because it just didn't make sense to open the border to people without documentation or people that you knew were criminals. Because they even said that some of the other countries were just like letting their criminals, I guess, come over here, making them come over here or whatever. To what extent that is true, I'm not sure. But whatever it is, it's just it was just ridiculous from the get-go. Now you have all these people like going through all these different changes, and it's just ridiculous. For what? You know? Yeah, from what I heard also, um, they really uplifted also there was like, I guess, a rule or a law from 2011 that didn't allow ICE or anyone to, say, go into a church or a school and apprehend any illegal immigrants. Well, they said that got lifted, so they are able to do it. Now they claim, like I said, there was just one incident I heard that a man was taken out of a church. But they claim that they are not sweeping churches or schools yet. They said yet. They didn't say they weren't. They just said we weren't targeting that right now. They're saying that we're not targeting the good people, or we're not targeting just anybody. They said they're not targeting families, but they said on that note, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. They said not yet. So if there are families that were targeted or whatever, I don't know. There could be. I'm not putting it past anyone. They could be just trying to, keep people, from knowing or guessing what's going to happen next. Keeping you off your guard. So I don't know. They could be keeping, these people off their guard about, they're coming for them or they're not. I just say, I don't care who you are, where you're from. If you're not documented as a legal resident of the United States, they're coming for you, period. What is so hard to understand that? There's no special order that we know of, or that we should even be thinking of, that this is going to, or what is going to happen, or this is going to happen in this order. It's not working. It doesn't always work that way. And I don't even think this is working that way. Like I said, they're just keeping people off their guard, is what I believe. But, if you're legal, you don't have to be on your guard, right? That, you should be able to enjoy your citizenship here, being a citizen. So that's from what I understand is going on, that a lot of people are, being swept up, and they're not necessarily the bad people, the criminals, even though that's who they claim they're targeting, who they claim they're getting first, who they claim that are the ones they want, and all that, roo-ha-ha, all that. No. I think they're getting everyone across the board. If I hear anything, I'll try to keep you all updated, but I do hear they're coming for New York next. They're next on the list of one of the big cities that they're going to concentrate on. And now, if they already came to New York, or if they're there, I don't know. But from what they said, or the way they were talking, was if New York is going to be the next big city that's going to be hit hard with ICE. So ICE is coming to a city near you. If any of this has been helpful, please like and subscribe. I will give more information of anything. It's just not about ICE, what I do on here. It's about any information, especially what people don't tell you. You all, when you look at the news, you have to read between the lines. You have to read and understand what's going on. I don't mean read with your eyes. I mean just reading mean you got to understand what is going on and what is not being said. Because it's not being said doesn't mean it's not true or it's not going to happen. Or just because they say one thing is going to happen doesn't mean that's going to happen. Don't always believe everything they're saying. They're not going to tell you full details. They're not going to warn you. They're not going to, give you a heads up. They want to do this effectively, and they want it to look good. They want to look good, and they want to send a message. So please be careful out there. All right? Peace.